Hello everyone, how's it going? It's DC here, and today I guess I wanted to start this live stream with a little story about a job that happened a little while ago now, probably a couple of years, about 2 years ago in the field, and then I'll answer any questions that you guys have that pop up. So I'll see if I can get that set up and going. Cool. Okay. The story was where it was a field job, I guess, and it was a social engineering exercise that I was undertaking. And in this particular role, my job was to just gain domain access. Nothing more. I didn't need domain admin access. I just needed to get onto the domain, which was a pretty easy task, to be honest. But anyway, the story is that I basically got access by talking to this front reception lady, and I said I wanted to print some documents off a USB, the classic social engineering exercise, I guess, saying I want to jump on to onto your computer to print out some documents from a USB. And I gave her the cheesy smile and the, oh, please let me, I really need to print this stuff out. Locke, what's going on, bro? And yeah, I got to this point where I wanted to print out the document. I obviously had nothing to print. I just had a rubber ducky on a document, and I put that in there and had full shell access, which was great. And the fuck up here, I guess, was, or the thing that went wrong, not for me so much, is that I found out that none of these computers actually, they were all local admin anyway. So there was no real point to me having any sort of domain access at all. I'd literally plugged it in and off I went, and that was pretty much it. I didn't have much else to report on, and it was probably the shortest audit I've ever done in my entire life. It took maybe 5 minutes. It was longer for me to talk shit than it was to actually get the job done. And the report was just like, well, what's the point if, like, okay, a lot of reception staff are going to let people print from their reception computer, which is a bad thing, but not all of them have full access. Like, they didn't have any actual, like, Active Directory or anything, so I don't know why they were asking for domain access. They were all just local admin computers. It was a fairly big organization, I guess. It was pretty early on, so it was small fry, but it wasn't, yeah, exactly, let them all have local admin. That happens a lot. And I think it's because these guys had outsourced their IT to another company, and that company was obviously dropping the ball with managing their systems or lack of managing. They basically just allowed those staff to do whatever they want all the time, install whatever shit they want. I'm pretty sure most of those computers were absolutely riddled with shit. Half of them were probably torrenting, the other half were probably mining bitcoins or something. Sup, Lorenzo? But yeah, it was a pretty funny situation, and yeah, it was just like, it was probably one of the first pen test jobs that I had, and I was really excited about going out and talking, face to face with these people that didn't know I was going to try and infiltrate their environment or whatever. And it opened my eyes to realize just how easy it is sometimes. Like, a lot of the time, you don't have to have all of that knowledge there. It's good to have, obviously, for the bigger clients, but when you're first starting out and you're like, all right, I'm so prepped for this, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to hack the shit out of this environment. And you go there and the reception lady's like, yeah, jump on my computer, no problems. You're like, okay, well. So yeah, that's my bonus story. I guess I'll answer any questions you guys have now. I don't know if there's any questions in here yet. I'll have a quick look. I got to start work in about half an hour, so make it quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to tell another story, which I'd rather not do. Questions? Hit me up. Come on. Probably should have prepared this live stream a little earlier. Work. Yeah. Aren't you at work? Aren't you meant to be at work as well? You probably started like a few hours ago. I don't. I have really short hours at work. I guess I could talk about that. So I took this contract as a SOC team lead a little while ago, and yeah, nice one, man. You're just chilling at work, talking to me on YouTube. So yeah, I got this job a little while ago, and I was offered full-time work, and and I said no because I wanted to do my own stuff in my spare time. I said I'll do it part-time because they did offer that as well. They said, oh, you can do part-time or full-time, you choose. I was like, sweet, okay, I'll do part-time then. And it turned out to be one of the worst decisions I've ever made, because they expect for me to have done all of the work in full-time hours, which is doable, but in a part-time time. So like, they basically want me to do, I guess, my job and the other SOC team lead. So there's two in my department. There's two SOC team leads. One's a full-time go who works the knock, and I do during the day, hardly even during the day. So I work from 9:30 till 3:30, and it's a pretty short shift. I don't really get a lunch break, although it's government in Australia, so when they say you don't get a lunch break, you still get a lunch break, and it's still like half an hour to an hour, because they're pretty chill. Obviously, because I'm wearing a fucking flannel shirt to work. And yeah, it's the project that they wanted done is completely different to what the job description was, which is fairly common, and I was kind of prepared for that as well, but I thought, stuff it, I'll give it a go. Maybe it'll maybe it won't be that bad, maybe it's only until January, blah blah blah. So I finished this particular role in January, which is great, and I'm really looking forward to it because it's just so tiring / boring in this particular role, and the amount of red tape, which is probably why they haven't done it yet, is out of control. They want so much random stuff done on the side. Nexus, what up, dude? That it's just crap. So yeah, it's a pretty shitty job, and I probably shouldn't rip on the people I'm working for. I don't know if any of them watch this. I hope not. But yeah, it's a pretty shit job, this one. So I'm looking forward to ending it in January. It has been good managing teams though, which I haven't really done before. Most of the work I've done is solo work. I've been doing contracting for a long time now, and being brought into a pretty much full-time environment, managing a team, is a bit of a change for me, and that's sort of the challenge I wanted to take. But the job is shit. I don't like it, so I probably won't do this ever again. But yeah, I have I don't have a contract for early next year, so I'll probably be making a lot of YouTube videos, just doing CTFs, so I can sort of stay up to date and keep my brain working. But yeah, apart from that, then I have another contract in when does that start? July next year in China, which should be interesting to say the least. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge because of the obvious language barrier. I can speak a little bit of Chinese, but not much. Mandarin Chinese, not Cantonese anyway. And yeah, so that's going to be a fun little role next year. It's all security audit stuff, so everything that I'm familiar with. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that, and it's sort of what's getting me through the crappy days of this government role. But yeah, Nexus, yeah, it seems pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for it actually. It should be fun. I can't remember who asked me if I feel burnt out because the thing's disappeared off my screen, but yeah, sometimes. At the start of this week and the end of last week, I was over it. I didn't even want to turn up. I almost didn't even come back, honest. But I plowed through it, and I'm here, and yeah, it is what it is, really. And there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and not every job that you get is going to be awesome. I find for myself, working for myself in my own sort of pace is what I prefer doing, and I think a lot of people these days are sort of looking towards that sort of option, but it's not for everyone. A lot of other people like structure, and they like to be told exactly what they're going to do. I like more to be thrown into the deep end and just sort of find a way to swim out. That's sort of how I roll. But yeah, the other thing is government wages suck. So they're pretty average. Even though it is a contract, it's still, yeah. So yeah, any other questions? Man, my hair looks like shit today. Whatever. Questions, hit me up. Let me see if I can see some. Cancel. No job equals the best job. Yeah. But you also need money to live, because we're all living under some sort of mod to live on for the rest of your life. Yeah. In 15 years. In 15 years, I highly likely won't be working in IT, I reckon. I'll probably be in business management for the business side of things. Or hopefully retired, that'd be nice. Just living off that sweet residual income. Because I'm 31 at the moment, so yeah, 46. Ideally, I'd love to retire by the time I'm 40, but I highly doubt that will happen. But you never know. If I somehow hit the jackpot and get to spend the rest of my life on the beach, just chilling out and drinking cocktails and smoking cigars, then yeah, that'd be sweet, but it's very unlikely. So I'll probably, yeah, that's the dream idea, I guess. But what will probably actually happen is I'll probably still be working in IT, even though I don't want to. Yeah. Next question. Why are you on here, by the way? Why aren't you like doing some sort of work? Don't you have some sort of job to do? IT into real estate. I do have some real estate, but I don't consider it an income, because you have to wait for such a long time to wait for, yeah. So I have used a fair chunk of my money to buy real estate in both Australia and abroad, and I don't plan on selling it anytime soon, or sort of passing off that debt, because yeah, I can't just buy properties outright. I'm not a millionaire. So I have got all that, but then I'd have to manage that as well, and you know, rent it out and try and make as much money out of it as possible. So it's a whole nother ball game there, really, to mess around with. The tradie in the car next to me is like staring at me hard. He's like, what are you doing? What is he? Builder alterations. So he's a chippy. Okay. He probably just bored. Off he goes. See you later. What else is new with everyone? What day? It's Wednesday today. At work, what are the exciting things that are happening? I think we're getting a new fiber connection, which is it is what it is. Dab spasm. I haven't seen you for ages, dude. You're backing up to OneDrive. Oh, how fast is it? What sort of link you guys have got there? It must be pretty quick. But yeah, there's we're getting a new fiber connection at work today, which is great. We already had fiber. I think we're just upgrading it. I don't know. I'm not part of that team. And I think some of the sysadmin dudes or help desk or some other team, they're installing some new printers around the place, which I drove past the printer guys on the way through the gate. They're probably undergoing their security thing at the moment. So where I work is a government department that is almost entirely a SOC team or teams. And yeah, they have a lot of security checks basically. So there is armed guards, which is pretty rare for Australia. See you, dude. And yeah, there's like a gate at the front, and I'm not going to give away like epic details, but yeah, basically it's, I don't know, it is what it is. It's a government agency. Dab Spasm, what have you been up to? What's new? How do I see any chat? That's so annoying. Anyway, I should probably go to work. What time is it? 9:15. I still got 10 minutes left. I'll tell you guys another story. All right, so this one was, oh wait, whoa. One thing I did get from employers, their LinkedIn account, I'm not too sure how to add them and follow up with them, but they did seem interested. Recently went for an IT internship and it went fairly well. Do you know their name or their email address? Because you can search names and email addresses in LinkedIn. Or there's another website which I think is still free. You might just need to sign up an account, called People, which I think is spelled PIPL, I think. And it's basically just like an online yellow pages, but it searches across multiple different websites, similar to Google, but it's very specific on searching for those people, those names. Oh, so you did add them on LinkedIn. I guess did they add you back? Like, did they accept your request or whatever it is? Because then you can then message them on LinkedIn and say, hey, or I don't know, man. It's up to you. Like, do you think they're going to want to talk to you, or do you think they're busy? I'd probably go with a phone call, because messaging through the internet is a little bit impersonal. So maybe just give them a call, say, hey, what's up? Whatever it is. I don't know what you're looking for with that particular person, but yeah, I guess just give them a call and say, hey. You can usually get people's phone numbers off LinkedIn as well. It's down the bottom in the contact info thing. If anyone here has added me on LinkedIn, do not call me, because I won't answer. I'm not sure if I have my phone number listed there. I hope not. I should probably check that. Anyway, so I'll give you one last story. This was fairly recently, I guess about a year ago, this story. So it was I'll give you another social engineering story with a more technical side on it on the back. What's this guy? What do you advise me with to continue studying security or AI for a better future and money, I guess, because I like both? I have some good news for you, which is that AI and security can be one thing. They can be a happily married couple of a job. Have a look at like malware analysis type stuff. There's a lot, I guess, for security wise, then I guess AI is probably better for future proofing yourself. Money's pretty much the same, but when you think about security and AI, everyone seems to think it's security or AI, and it's not. AI is going to change like heaps and heaps of jobs for sure, but it's not going to be like the end of the world for security. Like security as a job, it's not going to disappear. It's just going to change. And it's the same with like sysadmin roles. People are saying, oh, sysadmins are going to be phased out. Some of them, yeah, but the majority is just going to have their job change from what they're used to it being. So a lot of it will have automation tasks involved, which it already does, but it'll just become more and more automated. The same with security, the same with development. AI will just sort of help to automate those pretty boring and mundane processes. But if you want to study specifically in AI and then progress to just doing AI dev work or whatever it is, then yeah, I guess that's fine. And you can always change in between industries as well. That's the good thing about IT. It's not like IT as a whole is sort of like being a tradesman, where you are either a chippy or an electrician or a plumber or whatever. But you can, with IT, you can jump across to the other specifications. So if you're a developer, you can go to security or automation or databasing or whatever you want. The same as if you're in security, you can go to sysadmin or networking. You can jump in between them if you get bored. Just have a look at my resume. I started off as a help desk and then went to networking, sysadmin, back to networking, security, networking, more security. You can jump all over the place. The only things I've never done is like databasing and development, and that's just because it does not interest me. So I find it incredibly boring. So yeah, you can sort of pick and choose. Once you get that degree, find something that you really enjoy doing and then do that. And if you don't like it anymore, jump to something else and do that. It's not that hard. Once you've got the basic foundation of knowledge there, you're going to know how to do the other jobs at a basic level anyway, so you can always move across and do those. So yeah, that's my advice to you. I've run out of time though, guys. I was going to give you another story about a pen test that I did, but I've run out of time. So if you want to re-watch this live stream, it's going to go up as a public video soon anyway, and you can listen to the story that was at the beginning. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Catch you later.